The finale we wanted. Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much. This doubles from the Ancient Greenwarden, does +2 damage from Torbran, and then triples it from our Emancipation, which is absolutely crazy. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. We have a spicy jank combo today between Valakut Exploration, a landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card as long as it remains exiled, and at the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. We're using this combined with our newly found love, Nahiri'S Lithoforming. Sorcery speed for 2+X, sacrificing X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped. Absolutely amazing. You know, the tapped lands will still trigger our Lotus Cobra, and then we can pile on our damage multipliers with things like Torbran, Thane of Redfell, our Fiery Emancipation, and then of course we can go absolutely ballistic with our Ancient Greenwarden, which will double our landfall triggers both through our Cobra, through our exploration, which is really cool. So with that quick preview out of the way, if you find any value within this video, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up, share it to a friend, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our future uploads. We're going to take a look at the deck list in its entirety, breaking down each individual card, the strengths, the weaknesses, why it was chosen to be included in the deck. Moving on, we'll visit the strategies and synergies. What's your overall game plan and the steps you'll take to accomplish it? Opening hands, common misplays. Moving forward, we get into the gameplay footage, breaking down all of the playlines and interactions between this Gruul, Landfall, Exploration, janked up, whatever you want to call it, and the rest of the meta. It's great to know how your deck operates. It's even better to see it and learn it in action. You know, those specific interactions go different ways between the different decks. Moving forward, we wrap up with my closing thoughts on the deck, any upgrades, any changes, future content plans, just all that great propaganda that you guys probably don't care about. So again, if you find any value within this video, you should have already smashed like. Let's get into it. We've got 3 copies of Shock as our first and only 1-drop at instant speed, dealing 2 damage to any target. This is great, you know, just for getting those Cobras out of the way, because, you know, they're everywhere. There's snakes slithering in the grasp, and we're going to have to do our best to not only deal with them, but play our own, because moving into our 2-drops, we have our own Lotus Cobra ×4, a 2/1 with Landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, we're going to add 1 mana to our pool of any color. We skipped Roiling Vortex, which is an enchantment spell, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, so both yours and your opponents, deal 1 damage to them. Whenever a player has cast a spell, if no mana was spent to cast the spell, Roiling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. Oh my lord! And we can pay 1. Opponent can't gain life this turn. Even better. You know, things that are cast. We have the Seagate Stormcaller, you know, copying instances of sorceries. That'll deal 5 damage. We have Lucky Clover absolutely everywhere, copying instances and sorceries. You're going to be doing 5, 10, 15, maybe even the full 20 damage there against the Lucky Clover deck. So Roiling Vortex is just an incredible, powerful card right now. And then, you know, even if it's not coming into play against that, you're dealing the 1 damage. We have the damage multipliers that we'll get into later, and you can stop your opponent from gaining life. We have 3 copies of Nahiri'S Lithoforming, my newfound love for 2+X sorcery speed, sacrificing X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn. Typically, the tapped lands are a bummer. They're still triggering our landfall effects, but we can't utilize that mana unless we have a Cobra in play, at which point we can utilize the mana generated by those lands entering the battlefield tapped. We have 2 copies of Shatterskull Smashing and Shatterskull the Hammer Pass, the Bolt land or Mythic MDFC for red, coming in tapped unless you pay 3 life, and then at sorcery speed for 2+X, another scaling spell, dealing X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, smashing deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. Moving forward into our 3 drops, we have a single copy of Radha, Heart of Keld, a 3/3, and as long as it's your turn, she has first strike. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may play lands from the top of your library. Awesome. For 6, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of lands you control. So she can become quite powerful, which is really cool. 3 copies of Rolling Regrowth at instant speed. Sacrifice a land, search your library for 2 basic lands. Put them into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. The tapped lands, again, will still trigger the Lotus Cobra if it's in play. 4 copies of Valakut Exploration. We talked about this already. An enchantment with Landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play cards exiled this way at the beginning of your end step. If there's cards exiled this way, you get to put them in your graveyard and deal damage equal to the number of cards put into your graveyard this way, which is, you know, pretty consistent damage because we're playing a land every turn. Speaking of lands, Isolde's Fury / Kazal's Cliff and MDFC coming in tapped, adding a red to our pool, or at instant speed, sacrificing a creature, dealing damage to any target equal to the sacrificed creature's power. And this is a red source, and again, that will come into play a little bit later when we talk about our damage multipliers. 3 copies of Bonecrusher Giant Stomp at instant speed here as the adventure for 2. You know, we're talking about shocking snakes. We're talking about stomping snakes as well. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target, and the Giant is a 4/3, and when it becomes the target of a spell, it's going to deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. Into our 4 drops, 2 copies of Torbran, Thane of Redfell. Now, this is where the deck starts to get spicy. A 2/4, and if a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. We see the Roiling Vortex does 1 every single turn. That goes up to 3. We see the Exploration, you know, that's going to do 1 for each card exiled. Now it's doing 3 for each card exiled. Oh my lord. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Escape to the Wilds for 5 sorcery speed, exiling the top 5 cards of your library. You may play an additional land this turn, and you may play cards exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You know, we've got a Landfall deck. Any way that we can play multiple lands per turn is incredible. And then, you know, we are taking that huge draw, so we're guaranteed not only 2 lands this turn probably, but our land for next turn, and then also the drop for next turn as well. Into our game finale finishers, we have Turntimber Symbiosis for 7 / Turntimber Serpentine Wood. This is the Mythic MDFC or green bolt land coming in tapped unless we pay 3 life. And at sorcery speed for 7, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them into the battlefield. If that card has converted mana cost 3 or less, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is pulling out Torbran, Thane of Redfell 100% of the time for me, just for the damage increase. Ancient Greenwarden, we talked about this a little bit. It's a 5/7 with reach, and you may play lands from your graveyard. We sacrifice Fable Passages, they go into the graveyard. That allows us to replay them from the grave. We're talking double landfall triggers all the time now. Yes, please. If a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So we're talking about all of our landfall things triggering again. The Lotus Cobra, the Exploration, so on and so forth. Of course, we have to have 2 copies of Fiery Emancipation for 6, an enchantment, and if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to permanent or player instead. You know, that's just the icing on the cake. The nuclear launch codes, if you will, and just so satisfying to play with. These spells are accompanied by 4 mountains, 7 forests, 4 Cragcrown / Timbercrown Pathways, and 4 Fabled Passages. That's the deck list. Let's break down some of the strategies and synergies that we'll be looking to flex on our opponent with here. Again, our first and foremost function of the deck is to stack our engines. This is Valakut Exploration. You know, every time you play a land, you get a card to exile, so it's going to help you keep playing consistently, right? And then you're also doing consistent damage if you're not playing those cards that was exiled. So that's really good, and it will help you cycle through your deck at an expedited rate. Really, there's not so much to the deck. It just consists of playing the Exploration, getting your Torbran in play, getting your Fiery Emancipation in play, and playing as many lands as possible. So obviously, the way we're going to get there the quickest is through ramping on our Lotus Cobra. You know, it's absolutely absurd how much mana this little guy can produce, especially since you can stack it, and especially since Fabled Passages will double trigger it. Woof, right? So, you know, that can throw us right into our main combo pieces, what we want, or if we don't have them, you know, it's probably going to throw us into an Escape to the Wilds, at which point we continue ramping, looking for our combo pieces, and then we just lace them out on the field, all while maintaining and balancing our opponent's field state. Obviously, the Shock and Bonecrusher Giant, you know, the damage does increase through the Torbran and through Emancipation to the point where it can almost do lethal, but you might have to, again, remove your opponent's snakes, remove anything that holds extreme threatening value on you and your board state and game plan, right? So, you know, you might have to use the removal to help you survive. If not, just ramp into your main engine parts. Again, we have the Exploration, which is our main damage output. We have Greenwarden, which will double the landfall of the Exploration, and then Emancipation, which triples the damage, and Torbran, which basically triples it as well because it gives +2 and it only does 1, so it would do 3 total, right? So that's that. The whole rest of the deck just revolves around playing a lot of land. You know, Nahiri'S Lithoforming. We talked about Fiery Emancipation being the nuclear launch codes. How about Lithoforming? You know, you could have all of your pieces in play, and if you play Lithoforming, it is a done deal. Good game, RIP. So there's really cool synergies here with Lithoforming that I want to mention. Sacrifice X lands, right? So those lands are going to the graveyard, and then we can play X additional lands this turn. Boom, we hop over here to Greenwarden. You may play land cards from your graveyard. We can sacrifice every single one of our lands with Lithoforming and then just replay them from the graveyard with our Greenwarden. How sickening is that? Absolutely insane, right? So you see just how much potential this deck has within it to go absolutely insane damage wise on your opponent. And you know, I just wish our opponent had more health points for us to get to, right? So that is the deck list and deck strategy. Make sure to play the lands off the top of the library for Radha. You know, I forget little things. If you did find any value within this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel out to a friend, and if you want to support financially, you can do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and our new Amazon link. Everything for those is in the description below. 500,000 gem giveaway, free cash prize, monthly artisan and brawl tournaments that you cannot miss out on as well. We're playing today with MTGA Arena Assistant, the best metagame tracker for the game to improve your skill rate and just your general knowledge base, deck write-ups, deck videos, metagame analysis, everything you could possibly want and more. That's the Overwolf link in the description below. Thank you again, you guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch to the end because I have some once-in-a-lifetime news that you cannot afford to miss out on. We'll see you in a few minutes. Alrighty, we have our Cobra, right? We're gonna have to crack a Fable Passage right off the start unless we draw Forest, which would be so cool, man. I'm not sure if we're on the play or not. I'm assuming not. And we have our Heart of Keld too, so gaining that card advantage from playing from the top of our library, hopefully. We can dream, right? Oh yeah, we are playing first, so we have to definitely find our Forest here. Sucks, but oh well. I wish. Alright, let's get after it. Cobra Town, go! Let's get Roiling Vortex out just so we start to do a little bit of damage. And if we play the passage, we can Heart of Keld. I think that's a... Oh no, we can't. We'll only make 2. Use it or save it? I'm gonna say save it. We'll waste the mana. No attacks. There could be the flash blocker. It's 2/2. You get the 1 damage through Roiling Vortex in. Opponent can't gain life. We have that option open. Visionary draws a card, and it can be tapped for mana. Pretty cool. We take our damage. Let's play our Exploration. This is curving out quite nicely here. And as our 4th land, ooh, we get our Emancipation. I don't think we're going to get enough to get there, sadly. But it's going to get exiled, and we only have so many copies of that. And that's a card that we really wanted. Ooh, another card that we really wanted and don't want to lose. So sad. That's okay though. Heart of Keld out. No attacks. 2 damage plus a 3rd. Torbran does require the 3rd mountain. We'll get it though. We draw a shock so we can kill the Visionary.
Elemental cat dinosaurs? I love Euphoria. I love making new
Oh, Fable Passage on the top. That's so good. We pull a second shock. That's also so good. Let's just make sure we're utilizing all of that. Let's kill them both.
How savage. I hate
And then we can still stomp the Visionary. So we just have so much output. It's a little bit ridiculous. And then we're going to play our Giant as well. That's the third land for Torbran when we get it. And here, Bonecrusher Giant comes in. So dealing pretty consistent damage through our enchantments, and we have field presence, which needs to be addressed. We're about to triple everything next turn, if we can grab our Emancipation, which is groovy. They're trying to ramp up, keep drawing. It's pretty good. It's not bad plays by any means. We take our damage, play our land, get the exile to our hand. Let's add a red source. Playing now our Emancipation, which is real good. And yeah, these guys can swing in. Again, massive damage through Emancipation. They have to be blocked. That's fine. We do 9 because they don't block it. They want to get the kill. And then we have triple damage here. And then triple damage here for game. Woo! That is spicy. And that's without Torbran as well. No Cobra. It's fine. Let's make it work. You don't need a Cobra to win games. Alright? Settle down. You can win by smashing Cobras instead. Now this looks like it might be a little Rakdos aggro. Rakdos. I'm mispronouncing that on purpose. I know a lot of people get upset with that. Oh, interesting! Well, of course we're going to use it, even though I'm demonstrating how to win without it. How do you not? They'll remove it. You know what I mean? It's... I'm sure they came with that. Really? Wow. Huh. Hit for 2. We have our Landfall active. Oh yeah, okay. Cobra gets removed. We didn't even utilize it. We had the spare mana. It's not like we got anything out of it. Settle down. Typically not a card I want to toss, but we do have our Landfall out, right? We could sack 2 lands, but we only have guaranteed to play 1. I think let's go for it. I mean, worst case, we just go down by 1. Best case, we have another land to play. No, we only get... Hashtag 0. Oh, passage we can play. Nice. Totally makes up for itself. I absolutely love it. We don't fall behind. We just get to cycle our deck a little bit. And now, you know, we could play to 4. It's still not our Shaya, which we now have 2 copies of. I think we just start stacking. Or we should have passaged to try to draw land with our exploration first. You dummy. That's on me. My bad. It's the little misplays that you think of right after you make it. Watch it be a land, too. No, okay, that's fine. Let's get our Vortex in. They're drawing. That's okay. I mean, we're getting 3 residual damage in basically a turn. That's not that bad. Ooh, here's a 5/4 trample. Discard 2 cards and draw that many cards. Nice. That's good. This is a 7/4. We can deal with it, luckily. That's a good card though, right? We could have done this instant speed, I guess, which would have been better, but meh. Let's get out of here. What if they had a counterspell, right? We got to do it while they're tapped. Getting that 2 damage in this time instead of 3. We didn't play a land last turn. We have another Lithoforming in, which is great. They can't sit there and do nothing, is the point, right? They do have to do something. So this means cycling through the deck for another kill card, which we can block, hopefully, with our Bonecrusher Giant. That's a good fling target as well, right? That Augur. Okay, so we will play it as the land. We get to exile a card here, maybe play it. Negative. Yeah, let's go for it for 2. Tossing down a cliff and a mountain. Maybe we should have only done 1. Yeah, shoot, we should have only done 1. Hopefully we draw another land here. No. Man, that sucks. Okay, they're going for the draw. Woof. That is a big draw. They're down to 9. We have our Emancipation. Not enough land because we've been sacrificing it so actively. That's fine. Just a scry. Ooh, terror. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. We have no land. Oh no, we do. Okay. This might not be the worst. I still think we're screwed. Ah. Nothing that we can use. Can we survive this next turn is the thing. Right? We're getting close. But they have so much juice right now. I'm worried about it. I'm worried, you guys. They take the draw. That's okay. That's not a creature spell, so there's no damage through terror here. You lose 2 life. They don't want to be losing life. Now they are basically out of mana, but they take a huge draw. They have 1 mana left. We get hit for 5. Down to 9. Down to 7 here. We need a land. Oh my gosh, no land. We can't play Torbran. We barely lost that. Again, just getting so close. They just attack us and we lose. Ouch! We're so close. And I mean, I guess that just goes to show how important the Cobra actually is. And they hit us for 14 damage. Woo! That's pretty good. Let's try to get another win here. Well, I'll be damned if we leave this video without showcasing you guys the combo. We're going until we get it. And it's gonna work. And then I'm gonna claim it's the world's best deck. And you'll all get mad at me in the comments. Oh shoot, let's get after it. Enters tapped. Cobra's in next, baby. Passage, I love it. Absolutely love it. And we've got all of our enchantments here, plus our lithoforming. All we need is a Torbran, an Emancipation, something to really, you know, increase the damage output of our red enchantments. Oh, Petty Theft's gonna be really annoying. So we could drop to 3 and 4. Or we could drop still to 3, 4. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's, I believe, the same. Let's get our hit in here. Omnath, disgusting. Drawing a card. This is gonna get weird. This is gonna get weird. They didn't drop a land yet. Yeah, it's gonna get weird. What if it's a land? Let's go Heart of Keld. It is a land. Blessed be thy pull. A Fable Passage at that. We need more red sources in play. And we have 3 available. May as well just utilize it all, right? No attacks. 2 damage. I mean, it's nothing for them when they're getting 4 per turn. So just when we think we're gonna get the combos rolling, you know, we're getting shut down by the meta again, right? Ah! Ah! Alright, they got their ultimatum for next turn. Life. Better play your Bean Daddy. Get that 3rd mana trigger, right? Deal 4 damage to me. Why not? Oh, they just killed the Cobra. That actually is really sad for us. No blocks. We'll take the hit. The thing is, we won't be able to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! I did not mean to do that. I was counting. I guess we're in it now. Woof. Right, big pulse, big pulse. Right, we're in it now. Hopefully this shuffles our passage back. Yeah, it did. And then we draw the other stuff. They have so much life. Right? Let's just gain 4 back, no big deal. We get a good chunk of damage in. No Torbran in play, so it's not buffed up or no Emancipation, but... If we don't die this turn, I think we still have a chance through our Lithoforming. But I'm pretty sure that's game! What? In what world, right? Just a triple Omnath drop, baby. No big deal. Big woofs. I think that might open us up with one more turn. Oddly enough, and they kept the one with Summoning Sickness, so we're not taking that much damage. Right? I couldn't even handle that. That's ridiculous. I mean, it does kind of work to our advantage, sadly. I still think it's GG's, though. We need some form of multiplication. We need our Emancipation. And even then, we need like a whole nother turn as well to use our Lithoforming on top of it. Just stop it. That Cultivate was huge. It's 5 mana. Play Terror of the Peaks, you know? No big deal. Another? 4 damage. That's fine. Watch them bounce us for 1 mana or something. Not good. So we come down to the very weird decision here. Even if we pull a Torbran, it's not enough. Let's just go for it, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 10 damage. Potentially, right? Passage in play. Oh, it comes in tapped though. That's kind of annoying. I forgot about that. We need the Cobra in play to utilize this mana, which is a bummer. But, I mean, typically that's how it's supposed to work. We're just supposed to have one of our damage multipliers out for the trip, right? Playing from our hand, so we've got more in the exile. There is Torbran, but again, we're all out of our mana. No attacks, and we get a big chunk in, so if we had our Emancipation out, we would have got it, but I'm thinking too little too late here. There's no way they don't beat us this turn. Yeah, another ultimatum. Watch them whiff, just like last time. Nope. 2 Cobras, bunch of land. So we're taking, you know, 7 damage plus another 4 is 11, so that's just lethal right there. Right? Good game. We've all seen the combo. There's no need to stick around. And I'm gonna try one more game. We need to win, you guys. We need to win. We're getting punished so hard here. Alright, you know, maybe we won't get a win. Let's keep this. I don't know. Toss a giant. Cry. Cry, cry, cry. We had good draw hands so many times in a row. We pull a forest here. And then we regrowth for mountains. Yup. Cobra is amazing. We could go to 4. We could potentially get Torbran in play. Instant removal, of course. That's how she goes, boys. Yep. We could have regrowth on top of that too. That would have been really fun. Red source in play. We can regrowth on our end step if we don't bone crush something. Swamp life. Toss a forest. Grab a mountain and a forest. Our turn. Play forest. Try to play our Torbran. I guess it gets countered, right? No, I guess it gets removed? Question mark. What you doing with my Torbran? Okay, they're just playing the creature. Maybe they remove it here instead. Getting rid of summoning sickness on the creature by playing it first. Yeah. Oof, gross. Ugh. Why you do this, Willis? I mean, we can kill the thief with our smashing. Right? Get him. It's not a great move, but it gets rid of it. It's something, right? Let's play our exploration. Passaging on top. Going to 3 land, 2 cards exiled for us to play as well. Land, which we cannot play. Let's see what else we get. Pulling a mountain, probably. Well, no, let's try to activate our Turntimber too. Oh, interesting. Another exploration. That's actually not that bad. Got Thief in play again. We get the damage in. I mean, 4 cards in hand. Thought Thief on board. We've got nothing. Kinda sucks. What? We've not seen that in quite some time. Alright, we lose another enchantment. Let's rolling regrowth. Sack a forest. Only 1 basic land left. We have to, you know, keep that in mind. We don't have the land. That sucks so bad. Have we not played a land here? No. Let's see what we get here. Ugh. That's the card we don't want to discard. I guess let's try to get a blocker in play. Not a blocker, but, you know, something to make them want to block. Down to 14. We need a Nahiri'S shenanigans. Oh, just minus on our Bonecrusher. We have to exile it. Or, like, discard it to exile. Oh, they get our exploration instead. They can't attack because they need to protect Ashiok. Let's take the hit. We see the trade. Cobra. We need to top deck and escape to the wilds. That's going to be our best bet here. A Fiery Emancipation would be cool too. I mean, you know, one of them is in the grave already. That's not good. No way. Alright, this is gonna get out of control. Trying just to keep Ashiok at bay as much as possible. No attacks. We need an escape to the wilds. They're so far ahead of us. Every turn they get further ahead. Come on. No! Cry. Oh, of course they pull our dig. Of course they do. And we pull a land. Just absolutely fantabulous. at a black because we want to off ourselves. Yeah, play your rider. Get him out there. Push Ashiok back up to 3 so we can't kill it. And hit us for 4. Exile all of our cards too. You know, don't miss out on that. You know, we just can't catch a break here apparently. I'm not sure what that even was. I have connection. Hey. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if we can get in or not. It should go in immediately. Yeah, okay. It wasn't too much time. We should still be good to go. Torbran is good, but too little too late. No! We knew that was gonna happen. Why did we do that? Right now there's just no Torbran in our deck. Another Ashiok. Thanks, bro. Hand doesn't look explosive, but it looks like it's got a lot of defensive capabilities. Let's see how it works out for us. Ominous Seas. This could get weird. We will use a Bonecrusher Giant. Okay, just didn't anticipate. Taking a draw. It's good for Ominous Seas, right? Oh, it's actually not good. It's not a draw. It's you look at it and you place it. It's not actually a draw. Paying life for this. Heart of Keld's in play. We have our land for next turn to go to 4. That's really nice. And on summon. That's okay. We're just gonna replay it. Oh, we lose our land off the top. Who knows what we get now? Entering tapped here. There's our 5th land for our Escape to the Wilds. Okay, they mill the land again. We're losing Cobras. We lose our Lithoforming. We're at 40. Here's a land. Here's our escape. There might be a counter. I hope not. No, we're good. We get to play a land. That's great. No attacks. We have our Lithoforming. We have a regrowth. Nothing to utilize our Landfall with yet. This is very strange that we've not pulled any of our key components here. A lot of them have been milled. Right? Alright, exploration in play. We can play the land off the top. I think we gotta play the Cobra just to explode next turn. And, you know, probably just holding up the Bonecrusher Giant. We have a Torbran, we lose our Lithoforming. We'll attack for 3 and I guess just clean up with a shock. Get rid of one of the blockers. Right, it's not much. Nice. They hit us with an unsummon. So the shock doesn't do anything. C's up to 5. That creates an 8/8. Oh, nice. They get the Ruin Crab. We lose a wild. We're down to 24. That's actually really bad for us. So we're gonna Shatterskull Smash some stuff. Right, we basically have to. Hey, life. Helps the Cobra. This really helps us a lot, but it's almost too little too late because we need to just stop this crab. Oh my god, I'm so greedy. I'm so greedy. If we get in trouble for not killing this crab, I'm hopeless. They could have counter magic. C's up to 6. We are ready to explode next turn. Into the Story is draws, so that triggers the C's. So we need chump blockers here now for the 8/8. Oh, there's that mill. We gotta be careful with it. We need to be really careful. Oh, they mill us more. Stop it! Okay, we still have an Emancipation we can pull. The draw is really bad. That's what we don't want, right? We're gonna mill ourselves as the thing. We basically just have to smash the crab, and that's really sad for me. They're at 18. How many cards do we have exiled? I don't know, let's just try it. Math. It's so hard to tell which cards are which here. We could fling for a good amount of damage. We could also Bone Crush. We can't do them both. We could fling and shock. Was it really only 2 triggers? Oh, 2 trigger. Yeah. Wow, that's not good. Can we immediately before they play a land hurt this crab? We should have killed the crab already. We're down to 9. That's not good. We should have killed the crab already. That's on me. We could do 4/8 damage. We don't have a Lithoforming either. We get the crab without the mill, that's nice. If only they had placed that before, they would have probably beat us. We lose our passage. Of course, we can play our lands from the grave. Emancipation on top. Can we pull it? They're out of mana. I think this is the finale we've needed. The finale we wanted. Oh, yes. Please. Thank you so much. This doubles from the Ancient Greenwarden, does +2 damage from Torbran, and then triples it from our Emancipation, which is absolutely crazy. And do we have more lands to play? No, we just sacked this one. Few cards left in our library, one of them being a forest. They got so close to milling us, but we get there in time. Oh no, we're drawing here. Does that lead into the concede, or we're allowed until next turn, I think? I think we're good. And we can deal a few damage here. Actually, that would kill them, so let's let this kill them. No attacks. Ending our turn. Each one of those hit for 11, so that would have been 22 damage there. And we finally get it. Woof. We had to work for it, but we finally got it. You know, that's kind of how Jank goes. It's not super competitive. Like, this is way off the charts. Once we got set up, we could probably do 1,000+ damage, but unfortunately we can't get there because it goes one trigger at a time. I love Nahiri'S Lithoforming so much, and we have a really cool new direction that we're going to take Lithoforming here in the following days with Nahiri'S Lithoforming and Lithoforming Engine, potentially doing some shenanigans with that. We don't want to spoil the beans yet, so stay tuned for that. If you had any value perceived within this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, all that jazz. If you want to support financially, you can do so Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and you know, that new Amazon link. If you want to buy any of your goodies, I'll get 3%. Not a lot, but it still helps. And of course, the 500,000 gem giveaway, monthly cash prize tournaments that are free entry. There's so many things going on. Don't miss out on it. Make sure to download Arena Assistant, Overwolf link. Everything else is in the Linktree link. Make sure to follow us on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. We're live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m., 7 to 7:30. We switch to Twitch for 5 to 8 hours, and then we're back on YouTube at 6 p.m. So we're live all day for you guys in the Discord all evening. So come hang out. I'd love to have you. And until then, have yourselves a magical day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Hey,